I'm Kati Borner. I'm a professor at Indiana University, and it was a great pleasure to create this movie with Ying-Fang and Norbert Herber. The movie started out of a project we got funded by the National Science Foundation between 2007 and 2009. In that time frame, we had the opportunity to bring in visiting artists to the Cyber Infrastructure for Network Science Center to work with us on different projects. I first encountered Ying-Fang's work when I saw her White Snake project at the Sofa Gallery at Indiana University. And I was immediately fascinated to work with her to present the enormous increase in our collective scholarly knowledge over the ages and the way we communicate knowledge to each other and make sense of it and make use of it to generate more sustainable futures in a similar style and with a similar emotional content. So we started with a very simple storyline, and it goes from some of the first initial renderings of the past, the present and the future. Diving into the past, we see visions of the Stone Age, the Agricultural Age, the Machine Age and the Industrial Age. Going on, we have the Information Age, where we are living right now, bombarded with information. Many more emails than can be humanly processed in 24 hours are received every day. And we need better tools, better ways to deal with it. And of course, these tools will determine our futures. And so there are three possible futures. One, which is total destruction. Somebody is hitting the wrong button at the wrong moment. The other one is very matrix-like, us being uploaded into the web and living a virtual life. And sustainable living, finding a way to sustain Earth as we know it and to improve the life abilities and the living conditions for anyone on this planet. And so starting with this simple storyline, Ying-Fang and I then went back and forth, and there are many, many emails which I got to see again now that we are making this video, to come to a conclusion how to best render this. And Ying-Fang added enormously to the initial storyline, and I'm really, really happy to see the movie as it turned out.
Although it's about human communication history, I didn't attempt to show what have been developed and invented in every historic period. Instead, it's more like a person recalling his or her past life. So, this piece is more representation of memory pieces, which aren't organized according to time sequence. The sequences are selectively pieced together, so like how memory works. From time to time, things are reflected to be good or vice versa. Memory presents itself as a different story, depending on when or where we are to look at them. Although we may miss the simple good old days, there's no way we can stop moving forward. Humanexus is completely low-tech. This film is a total 2D animation, created in Flash. It makes possible for one animator to make one piece in very limited amount of time.
When I considered the various eras represented in the animation, I was particularly taken by the noisiness of the 20th century.
I was compelled to represent this in a way that was literal, almost, at times, ugly. Many of the sounds I use are ones that I know from living in that era. I was a child, and I recall the time with a sense of wonder. But in retrospect, there were a lot of unintended consequences to come out of the technological developments of the 1900s. I didn't really think about it, but at the time I was working on the soundtrack for the scenes that represent the 21st century, I unconsciously interjected a sense of noisiness as well. It's not a 20th century kind of noisiness, though. I created a sense of internal noise, one constructed within the world of media that we inhabit. And it's so prevalent that we often fail to notice it. And as suggested by the film, the consequences of this impact every facet of our lives. This is a contemporary struggle. Everyone makes choices that create an individual, mediated reality. Each of us has their own world to consider. Is it the world I want to experience, or do I want something else?